Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Ali from Professor Ram Meghe College of Engineering and Management, Bandera. Welcoming you to the session on Criteria 6 and Criteria 7 of NBA accreditation process under the workshop Insights of NBA. We will be mainly speaking on criteria number 6, facilities and technical support, which carries 80 marks, and criteria number 7, continuous improvement, which carries 50 marks. This is your host, Dr. Ali from Professor Ram Meghe College of Engineering and Management, Bandera, welcoming you to this session. We will be mainly speaking on undergraduate engineering program tier 2 colleges. Briefly, I will indicate on self-assessment report SAR. Then we will move on to our main topic of criterion 6, then evaluators checklist, then case study of criterion 6, criterion 7, then we'll discuss evaluator checklist for criteria 7 and then case study of criteria 7. The whole discussion is focused on three sections in each case. Criteria 6, what are the sub criteria there and what way evaluators make the check, observation, comparison, and then how they culminate their qualitative observation into quantitative marks. I will be presenting a case study of one of the renowned colleges of South India. I am not naming it, neither I would like to reveal their identity. But then it has been observed that the college got accredited for 3 years, and within 2 years of their accreditation they became autonomous. So that is the characteristic point why I have chosen that college as a case study, and program we have considered under that case study is computer science and engineering, because I am little more comfortable with that. You can culminate it into another program like mechanical engineering, civil engineering, or electronics, IT, and so on. Similar is the case for criterion 7. So one by one we'll go. Now SAR, as I said, that self-assessment report, it forms the basis for first time accreditation process. It is the basis for first time accreditation process of every college. It is prepared and submitted to NBA by the institute which is going for accreditation, applying for accreditation to NBA. SAR is per program, UG or PG, and that too under that we have various disciplines like electrical, mechanical, computer, IT. We will be talking engineering UG programs. Tier 1, as you know, addresses the universities which is deemed to be university, state university, central university, private university, and autonomous affiliated colleges. The moment you become autonomous affiliated college, your tier 2 gets converted into tier 1. Tier 2 is for us, affiliated colleges, non-autonomous, and we will be mainly focusing on this criteria 6 and 7 of tier 2 affiliated colleges. You must have been updated by all these parameters in our earlier team, because we are talking about, I will be speaking on 6 and 7, so it is long back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are already discussed. Please remember that technical education is a service provided via processes. So we are also service providers. Education as a service. Education as a service, and we as service provider have to follow certain processes. And those processes are for achieving the stated outcomes, which could be the program outcomes or which could be the course outcomes. So keeping this thing in mind that we are the service provider. So what all things we expect from other service providers, like all of us are using mobile phones. So there is a mobile service provider. We expect something from them. Whatever they have committed, we always expect that your commitment must be properly given as service to us. Likewise, our stakeholders, students, industries, management, as a faculty, and faculty itself expect something from us. So technical education as a service provided via processes for achieving stated outcomes through program outcomes or course outcomes is the main theme to be remembered. Processes, they require definition and execution. That means you have to define a process and then how it will be executed. For example, if you are preparing the tea, preparing a tea is a process. You require certain ingredients like milk, sugar, tea dust, and for executing it, you require a hot plate, or maybe you require a gas stove, and then it requires certain time. The purpose of mentioning this example is that processes are to be defined and they are to be executed, and for that they require resources. Processes also require resources. And what are those resources? They are broadly grouped into three categories. We consider in everyday life also, and there are 3 M's of management. So resources are broadly grouped into 3 categories, which can be named as 3M of management. Management itself starts with M and it encompasses 3 M's as well. What is that? Man, machine, money. Man, machine and money. So first of the resources is human, man, which involves student, faculty, technical support staff and administrative supporting staff. Secondly, we have infrastructure, which forms the part of machines, which includes laboratories, library, classroom, computer centers, and so on. Third is financial resources, which involves money, which can be recurring operational expenses or non-recurring capital expenses, CapEx or OpEx. Implementation of processes include monitoring, evaluation, feedback and improvement, and that is where NBA comes in. We want to get ourselves evaluated by a third party which focuses only on the parameters, criteria which are to be met by an institution, what way those criteria will be applied, what processes are involved, what sub-processes are involved, and what way those are to be executed and implemented. All these things are provided by NBA manual. And as an institute, as a service provider, we have to carry out that teaching learning process. So teaching is a process, learning is a process. Teaching, learning, both are the processes. So implementation of processes include monitoring, evaluating, feedback and then improvement. You monitor how the process is being carried out, then evaluate it, get the feedback, and then give the feedback to the stakeholders, and then improve the process. So MEFI is the implementation of process. For that, criteria and weightages are fixed. Criteria have sub and sub criterion. Weightages are in the levels of yes, Y, concern, C, weaknesses and deficiency. Y, C, W and D. Yes means the criteria are fully met. Concern means not fully met. Weakness further down. Deficiency failed. Means the remedy you have to identify for concern, weakness and deficiency, and for that we require certain action. What are those actions? There are two actions possible. Augment the resources. Augment the resource. Suppose in a laboratory, on one setup there are 8 students working simultaneously. That may be considered as weakness or concern. That only 2 students should have been there. 8 students are not able to learn. We are not getting proper course outcome or attend to the level we targeted. So in that case, you augment the resources. On one setup, suppose it is found that 8 students are performing the experiment, you increase the number of setups or you increase the time slots and allow only 2 students per setup. Augmenting the resources or improving of the process. So the remedying of the CWD requires action for with reference to augmenting of the resources or improving of the process. With this thing in mind, that we are the service providers, we would like to get ourselves certified by some third party like NBA or NAC for our quality awareness and quality improvement over the period of time. And for that purpose, we go to NBA, they look at our SAR, then they send a committee. The visit to the institution is for 2 days, basically Friday and Saturday. The pre-visit meeting on Thursday is conducted and exit meeting is conducted on Sunday. So this is a typical format of NBA visit, NBA committee visit. 2 program evaluators or program experts per program are deputed. Suppose for a college has applied for 3 programs, then we will be having 6 Ps, one for computer science, another for information technology, another for electronics and telecommunication. So 2 Ps per program, and those 6 persons will be headed by a chairman. So 7 persons will be there. If it is a single program, 3 persons will be reporting, 1 chairman and 2 program experts. If there are 2 programs to be accredited, rather checked for accreditation, then you will have 5-member committee, and likewise, typical. The report is finalized on day 2 by evening late, jointly by the 2 Ps in presence of the chairman. The report forms the input to NBA for further processing regarding accreditation. So that is how the report is prepared, and it is a time-bound process. Important note I would like to put place here, because my experience of NBA as well as NAC is very good. 2003 we called the first NBA committee and we got accredited for 3 years. 2007 we got another NBA committee called, and then there also my department, computer science and engineering, at that time has been accredited for 3 years. Recently 2017 at the college where I am presently working as principal, the Professor Ram Meghe College of Engineering and Management, Badnera, 2017 March we applied for NAC, and November the committee visited and we got A grade. So 2017 November we will be finishing our period in 2022. Why I am narrating this is that during these 3 experiences, I have learned so many things. First and foremost, which everyone can practice, be honest with yourself. Please understand the expert committee, the people who are looking at your SAR, your pre-qualifier, they are human being like us and they are equally qualified like us. Don't try to cheat them. Don't try to fool them. If you are trying to fool them, cheat them, you are actually trying to cheat ourselves. We are trying to fool ourselves. Be honest. Whatever factual things are there, place only those many things in SAR. Don't try to exaggerate. No exaggeration. You will be caught. Don't do any plagiarism. That from here we have copied, from there you have copied, and because this sentence is looking good. No. Be honest. Have your own language. I don't say that you should not refer. You must refer. You must refer the good SAR reports available online for the good institutes who have got 6 years. For example, for NAC at our college, I have referred the SAR reports of those institutes who have got A++. From there we could get the guidelines what makes a particular college to get A++ from NAC. And that was a guiding force to us. So you should. But then don't copy. Be honest. One. Secondly, once you are honest, present the things nicely. Because the first impression is by your SAR, which goes in the hands of program evaluator, expert. He looks at that and then immediately he goes to the website of the college. The moment you can ask any expert who has been on the NBA committee or on NAC committee, they will say that once I receive SAR, first I go to the website of the college. An important note is that this college or university website is a rich source of information for those evaluators, for us as well. Rich source of information about the college. So, it must be maintained properly and updated regularly. Otherwise also, it must be maintained properly and updated regularly whether you would like to go for NBA or not, because that is the mirror any students, your stakeholder, any company, another stakeholder, or any regulating body like AICTE or your fee regulating authority or your Directorate of Technical Education or your affiliating university will be interested in looking at your infrastructure, your best practices. They have to be visible on college website. So please remember that after SAR, your college website becomes your another mirror showing your image to program evaluator or experts. Okay. So technical education as a service, when we apply the processes there, we have to see that the service is a quality service. So those processes must have some benchmark for evaluation. So we invite NBA committee to evaluate and accredit us either for 3 years or 6 years. So SAR as well as your college website, these are the things which are to be kept very nicely presentation way as well as updated. We will be now focusing mainly on part B, program specific information, and that too criteria number 6 and 7. Now, why specifically I have shown here this criteria summary is that in the overall picture of 1000 marks, we should know criteria 6 and 7, what weightage it carries. But more important than that, I would like to highlight here, which you should also please make it a point, that normal reaction to this criteria summary by the institute is that we jump on, oh, 200 marks for faculty information and contribution, try to show off here. because that is highest marks. Then we have next 150 and 120, there are 4, 120, 120, 3. 60, 50, 50, 80, 50. My personal experience is that you by default concentrate on program curriculum and teaching learning process, course outcomes, program outcomes. We make lot of, if we take lot of efforts on COs and POs, student performance, faculty information and contribution, because we see 120, 120, 150, 200, oh chunk, 350, 450, 550, 590. And if you go institute level, it is 150, 50, 50. But I normally consider smaller chunk. Small things make lot of difference. Because any big thing is composed of small things. See, if you want to go for 6 years, you must score more than 750. You have to identify what can we make our score, what way can we make our score more than 750. Simply concentrating on the larger chunk, that faculty information contribution 200, I can tell you 200 out of 200, even those who have got 6 years, they have not scored 200 out of 200 because it is not possible. For simple reason, I am talking about affiliated colleges, non-autonomous affiliated colleges who are affiliated to, and the general scenario all over the country is that the faculty cadre ratio, which is specified by AICTE and which is looked up by, rather considered by NAC, NBA, is 1:2:6. 1 professor, 2 associate professor and 6 assistant professors. And that too with regular approval from the AICTE as well as university. A difficult parameter. Faculty information and contributions. Information. You have to have full-fledged. Suppose you have an intake of 120 in computer science engineering from first year to 4 years, and you consider 1:20 as a faculty ratio. You have to show 120 means 6 means 24. 24 faculty members belonging to computer science engineering involving first year as well, but then 24 faculty members with the cadre ratio of 1:2:6. Don't target 200. Hardly 120, 130 you will get. 80 marks are lost by default in criteria number 5. Same is the case with criteria number 4, criteria number 3, criteria number 2, which has got 120, 120, 150. I don't say that you should underestimate those parameters. What I am driving you at the point is that those criteria which carries only 60 marks or weightage of 80 marks or 50 marks or 50 marks or 50 marks, they should be worked to have 100 out of 100. Vision, mission and program educational objectives. If you can make out it properly, I don't find any reason why 60 out of 60 you should not get. These smaller points are that where you can fetch 100% marks, 60 out of 60, in facilities and technical support 80 out of 80, and continuous improvement getting 50 out of 50 is not difficult. Please understand it. Vision, mission, program, educational objectives. Can you just tell me why NBA or NAC have put a condition that only after 2 batches have come out, then only you will be eligible to pre-qualifier? Why 2 years condition has been given, 2 batch condition? That is related with program educational objectives. Program educational objective, that your product has gone into industry, how is performing there, from industry what is the feedback, So whatever 4 years curriculum you have taught to him, whatever training you have given to him, how much that training is effective in practice. So that is only after 2 batches have come out, and those first and second batch students are now placed in industry or in research, or they have become entrepreneur. So what way that has been a contribution, and from that feedback you improve your internal process, you change your outcomes, course outcomes, program outcomes, and then target and the attainment, in what way the processes are to be augmented so that attainment is to the full level. With that thing in mind, facilities and technical support and continuous improvement, the name itself is continuous improvement, they become very significant in bringing you to 6-year level. From 3 years everyone will get. Any day I can tell you from my experience, I have not heard since last 10 years that somewhere an NBA committee went and then they were rejected, because the pre-qualifier process itself is such that it does not allow a non-performer to come into the process. You have to first perform, show the performance through your pre-qualifier, and then only that quality check will be imposed on you. But then today's situation is AICTE, 7th pay as well as new education policy, they have very clearly indicated, there is nothing hidden written on the wall, that any institute which is not having its courses, its program 50% eligible, 50% from the eligible accredited, they will not be given extension of approval. EOA will not be issued after 2022. So one more year, and then those institutes who are eligible for NBA accreditation, so out of total eligible programs, at least 50% must be NBA accredited. So passing this exam is not at all difficult. Only thing is that, one thing which I will be concluding with the same remark, only one thing one should remember is being honest with ourselves, with our institute, one. Secondly, making this quality a process rather than an event. What is the difference? Marriage is an event. Marriage ceremony is an event. Marriage ceremony is an event. It occurs on a particular date, particular time, muhurt. But the marriage itself is a process. It is a lifelong process. Very similar is the case with quality. Quality is not an event. It will not just occur. It is a process. It has to be maintained. It has to be executed. So make quality a process, not an event. If you keep this thing in mind, whatever activities you are doing, document them properly, present them properly. You will observe that getting 3 years accreditation is just a casual, provided you do all these things. I am telling you from my experience of NAC of my institute, which was only 7 years old in 2017. We started our work in 2009. 2017 we applied for a NAC accreditation and we got A grade. A grade we got. Let me tell you very frankly, I am not boasting, let me tell you very frankly, because we already had so many processes. Quality also is a process. Well before my college, in my college we started IQAC cell, Internet Quality Assurance Cell, in 2016. Well before we started for NAC. For the simple reason that you should make quality a process and a routine, so that whatever thing you are doing, you document them. 109 files we have presented for as document for NAC visit. How many? 109 files. 109 files we prepared, and our SAR report was appreciated by that NAC visit committee. Because, and let me tell you, that SAR report we could create, the document we could create just in 7 days. 24th March we started preparing that document. 29th March it was available. 30th March we uploaded that SAR on NAC website. I am not boasting. I am just telling you for the reason the process of quality assurance was already in place. We have simply documented it in the form of a book which was known as SAR, and it took only 7 days. And it was such a quality that it has been appreciated by that NAC expert committee. With this, now let us enter into the first criteria which we are going to discuss here as criteria number 6, facilities and technical support, which carries 80 marks. So with reference to facilities and technical support, we have 6.1 point is adequate and well equipped laboratories and technical manpower. Observe, laboratories, machines and technical manpower. It carries 30 marks. This documentation has been is to be presented in a very nice tabular form. Serial number, name of the laboratory, and this format has been already given by NBA team. So NBA handbook. So therefrom you have to simply pick up and fill in those blanks. These blanks are to be filled up by name of the laboratory, number of students per setup, batch size, name of the important equipment, weekly utilization status. This is already in place. We have the timetable from where we can fill up this. Technical manpower support, name of the technical staff, what is his designation and what is his qualification. So if you indicate this, keep this document ready by default into a register. This will be filled up and it will be checked and verified as a documentary evidence at the time of visit. So getting 30 out of 30 is very simple and easy. Another criteria 6.2 is additional facilities created for improving the quality of learning experience in the laboratories, which carries 25 marks. What are the additional facilities? Have you created any project lab? Have you created additional language laboratory? Have you created any tinkering lab or any special equipment lab? Typically, content beyond syllabus at our college, content beyond syllabus, we have created a laboratory wherein we allow the students to create apps for Android, tablets. That is content beyond. So additional facilities created for improving the quality of learning experience in laboratories, and that can be mapped with any PO and CO. So this way, additional facility created for improving, which is not mentioned in the syllabus, because we are affiliated to the university, we are affiliated colleges, tier 2. So we are not expected to have freedom, because we are bound to university syllabus. But then we do have freedom to have additional facilities which may not be part of syllabus, but it is content beyond syllabus. So what is the facility name? What are the details of that? Why you have created that facility? How much is the utilization? In which area students are expected to have enhanced learning? And what is the relevance to? It is not that you create a music club. That could also add somewhere relevance to POs and PSOs if the enhanced learning takes place. Maybe by music lab, the fellow is able to create multimedia content. So that could be justified. Another point is 6.3, laboratories maintenance and overall ambience. This is a parameter which is already in place, but then documentation is missing. Laboratory maintenance we clean the laboratories every day. We have daily maintenance, we have weekly maintenance, we have monthly maintenance, we have quarterly maintenance, we have semester maintenance, we have yearly maintenance. But then those things are not documented. We should have laboratory maintenance and overall ambience of the laboratory. These are self-explanatory. Overall ambience means when a student enters into the laboratory, he should be feeling that yes, I am in a lab and I am able to perform whatever I would like to learn by doing. So this carries 10 marks. Project laboratories 6.4, we have to mention here the facilities and utilization for carrying out the pre-final year or final year projects, because we belong to engineering fraternity. Safety measures in the laboratories carries 10 marks. Observe that project laboratory carries only 5 marks, but then safety measures in laboratories, overall laboratories, we are showing to the committee 10 marks safety measures in the laboratory. And that is to be enumerated with name of the laboratories along with the safety measures you have taken care of. Suppose it is electrical lab, then are the insulating mats present on the floor, maybe gloves are available, the pliers and other equipments are properly insulated, there are fire extinguishers available in the laboratory, and so on. So safety which are already there. See, why all the engineering colleges who go for rank overperform, they get good grades, for the reason that engineering colleges are governed by AICTE, and AICTE has its own norms for infrastructure, computer center, library, and faculty, laboratories. So we already have some quality awareness. Safety measures are part and parcel of every laboratory. We should have that, and we should simply jot down. So that goes as criteria number 6. Evaluator checklist is that which is going to evaluate these criteria, whatever have been mentioned. With reference to these criteria, what they check? Availability. That in SAR it has been claimed that adequate and well equipped laboratories are there. So when you have made this statement in SAR, the expert will check the availability. They will check the appropriateness. Well equipped laboratories. It is computer center. Well equipped laboratories, and that computer center has got all CROs only. So it is not appropriate. Adequacy of documentary evidences provided with SAR, conclusive, non-conclusive, means adequate documentary evidences have been shown that yes, we have maintenance and safety measures in the laboratory. We have claimed it here. So are they adequate? Availability of facilities and their effective utilization in project labs, relevant additional facilities created, utilization effectively for improving the quality of learning experience in the laboratory, all they will be checked for. Documentary evidences will be verified. And then was there any interaction with the stakeholders available in the laboratory at the time of visit? They will also. Typically, we were in our NAC report, we were appreciated for cleanliness across the campus. I am not boasting here, but under Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Professor Ram Meghe College of Engineering and Management got the Clean Campus Award from Ministry of Urban Government of India. So it is a practice. Quality we have made it a practice. Cleanliness is a practice. So during the visit, when our team was going from one building to another building, they picked up a chunk of students and they asked, this cleanliness is only for our visit or it is regular? Students said that, sir, we don't find anything different. Every day the cleanliness across the campus is like this only. And to 2-3 random groups, the same questions were asked and the answer was same. So we have been appreciated in their report that cleanliness across the campus is nice and it is to be maintained. That's what I say. Make quality a practice. So automatically things will go smoothly. No need to fear, okay, oh, I am going for NBA, that means some sky is going to fall. Nothing. It is an examination. We have been appearing for examination. 8 semester means we also, as an engineer, we also appeared for 8 times minimum. There are some people who have appeared more than that, 12 times also. Then what is the fear? Why should we be, as it is said, डर के आगे जीत है. If you are fearing, then you are going to win. So with this evaluator checklist, things in mind, do reverse engineering, that what they are going to check, make that available, have documentary evidences for it, and make it as practice. Summary of observations with reference to the evaluator will be: any major shortcomings could be observed in data provided in SAR and what is being presented here, that will be noted down. Significant weaknesses observed in SAR which need to be examined during the visit, they will observe and they will jot down, so that these qualitative remarks will be converted into quantitative marks or weightage. Significant strength which needs reconfirmation during the visit. Maybe the college has boasted about their strength. Okay, our students are 100% placed in A-class companies like Google, Wipro, Infosys, TCS. And when it comes to confirmation, it has been identified that the companies have definitely visited, but they have not selected a single candidate. So that is not the strength. Specific checking of the points to be done during the visit. Is the data provided herein consistent with the information on the website of the institution? I normally advise to any person, any college who is going for NBA or NAAC accreditation, is that whatever is available on your website, only reflect that in your SAR. Or what you are reflecting in your SAR, see that it is available on the website. Because after getting SAR, first thing the expert will go to your website and cross-verify the documents. That is the first document checking already done. So be careful on it. So this was our criterion number 6, evaluator checklist. Now let us go into the case study. As I said, this case study is from one of the colleges from South India, and this college has gone for accreditation somewhere in, it appears, 1819, and second year of their accreditation, the college went for autonomy. As on date, this college is autonomous. So they have moved from tier 2 to tier 1. Case study, I will be specifically mentioning chapter or criteria 6. Just see how the SAR was created and how honestly they indicated. So they were eligible to get for 3 years. Facilities and technical support, which carries 80 marks, 6.1 adequate and well equipped laboratories and technical manpower, which carries 30 marks. Here they have indicated the name of the laboratories, lab 1, lab 2, lab 3. Number of students per setup, 60, 60, 60. Batch size, they have indicated 60, 60 batch size. Name of the important equipment, computer system. So they may be having a computer lab of 60 machines on which one person is sitting at a time. So it is 60, 60, 60. 6 hours weekly utilization. Name of the technical staff was there. So for security purposes, or I have removed those names, but their designation is programmer. They are qualified to the level of MTech, MCA and MTech. Additional facility created for improving the quality of learning experience in laboratories. They have created project lab where they are allowing the student to carry out the projects. Utilization is 6 hours per day, and areas in which students are expected to have enhanced learning is Hadoop and Java, which is for big data as well as platform independent programming. And relevance to POs and PSOs have been indicated that PO4 and PO5, they are relevant. Likewise, for cloud computing, they have created additional facilities and cloud computing background as well as knowledge they are providing to the students, again mapping to PO4, PO5. Laboratory maintenance and overall ambience, here it is written. Most important to observe here, I will not read out, there are 5 pages. We will not waste our, rather invest our time on this. You can see it afterwards. The point is that equipment is operated in accordance with the manufacturer's instruction and in a way which minimizes the cost of repairs and maintenance. Very small and simple point which has been placed as a policy here, and that they have indicated the procedure, what way we have the procedure followed for maintenance and how the ambience is achieved. Fully furnished state-of-the-art laboratories with well-equipped equipment which shall cater to all UG and PG courses as per curriculum requirement. Observe that condition of chairs and benches are in good. Chair with desk are provided for individual students in labs. For individual student there is single chair, single table. So this ambience has been created. Lighting system is highly effective. Cupboards are available. These are all available. You have to simply narrate them and place properly, and at the time of visit you have to show, rather they will be all visible. But then what things are available, they must be realized and they must be indicated. Here you can see that maintenance schedule they have given, what problem occurred, on which date, on which time it occurred, how frequently, how it was solved or not solved, reason for delay in solving, and who maintains and responsible for computer maintenance department and all. So this has been indicated here. Then separate project laboratory as indicated for 5 marks. To do the project there is a lab of 30 system. The lab will be utilized by all the students who are interested to do project in house. So high speed internet facility is made available there. By default it is available. You enumerate here that project lab also the facility is being provided. Very intelligent way of presentation. Safety measures in the laboratory, you find computer lab 1, lab 2 and lab 3, they have given all same safety measures. And what are those? Which are common. In case of any problem detected with system, report it to lab in charge. Keep all your files in one folder with proper password. Sign in log out register before leaving the lab. For any debugging virus problems, consult the programmer for help. Record and observations are signed by the concerned staff on the same day. Do not leave the lab without correction of your day-to-day work. Do not insert floppy CDs and pen drives without prior permission. Do not share your password with anyone. Do not forget to turn off your system properly. These are the common practices. But you jot down and make it visible to the stakeholders. So that goes as maintenance. Well, so this was case study belonging to criteria 7, facilities and technical support. It carries 80 marks. Now let us move on to our criteria number 7, which is for continuous improvement, carrying 50 marks. Continuous. Normally a question is asked by most of the institutes when they go for NB or NAC. Sir, what is the meaning of this continuous improvement? How improvement can be made continuous? Improvement can be made continuous when you make quality your habit, quality your practice. By default, improvement will be continuously. Fortunately, they have given here the criteria on which continuous improvement can be judged. Action taken based on the result of evaluation of each of the COs, POs and PSOs. So if you have taken certain action, it means that you are improving, you are continuously improving. This carries 20 marks. So here we have to identify the areas of weaknesses in the program based on the analysis of evaluation of COs, POs and program specific objectives, attainment levels. So you have to indicate measures which have been identified and they are implemented to improve POs, PSOs, attainment levels for the assessment year, including curriculum intervention, pedagogical initiatives, support system improvements. Observe that measures identified and implemented to improve PSOs and PSOs attainment levels. So they have to be indicated, and for that there is very nice chart given. Action to be written as per the table 3.3.2. So I am giving some sample 1, sample 2, sample 3 examples here, and then we will look at the format of the table. Example of analysis and proposed action sample is: course outcome for a laboratory course did not measure up, as some of the lab equipment did not have the capability to do the needful. That means single trace oscilloscope was available where dual trace would have been better, or non-availability of some important support software. So what is the action taken? Equipment upgradation was carried out with details of upgradation. Sample 2 is: in a course on electromagnetic theory, student performance has been consistently low with respect to some COs. Analysis done has been identified that answer script and discussion with the student revealed that this could be attributed to a weaker course on vector calculus, because in electromagnetic theory it is all vector calculus. So understanding of the concept of vector calculus were not properly done, so students have problem with EM theory. Action taken: revision of the course syllabus. Instructor textbooks was changed has been when deemed appropriate. Sample 3 is: in a course that had group project, is what determined that the expectation from this course about PO3 were not realized, as there were no discussions about these aspects while planning and execution of the project. And what was that PO3? To meet the specification with consideration for the public health and safety and the cultural, societal and environment consideration. So what was the action taken? Project planning, monitoring and evaluation included in rubrics related to these aspects, and it was found that these discrepancies were met. POs and POs attainment level and action for improvement, it is only current academic year, because what has been done previous 2 years cannot be improvement. They had to be improvement in that academic year. So the format which has been given is PO, what is the target level and what is the attainment level, and why if they are matching, nothing like it, otherwise observations are to be placed, and based on this observation, action 1, 2, 3, 4 whatever is proposed, that should be taken so that this target level can be attained. So we have PO1 to PO12, all these are to be mentioned as per lecture 1. Similar information is to be provided for program specific objectives. Criteria: continuous improvement 7.2 is academic audit and action taken thereof. By default, academic audit is part of curriculum of every college, every university, because of regulation from UGC that academic audit must be done either quarterly, yearly or biannual, but it has to be there. So academic audit and action taken thereof during the period of assessment, it carries 10 marks. So academic audit system process and its implementation in relation to continuous improvement will be checked along with the regular student as well as lateral student. Improvement in placement, higher studies and entrepreneurship, that is done by, rather assessment is based on the improvement in placement. That means number, how many students have been placed, what was the quality of placement, is a grade 3 company, grade B company or grade A company, core industry, what was the pay package, then higher studies, performance in GATE, GRE, GMAT, CAT, etc., and admission in premier institutes. Entrepreneurs, that is there any entrepreneurship development cell? If yes, how effective it is, how many times the programs are taken, entrepreneurship development programs are taken. Further, is there any incubation center, business incubation center, wherein students at pre-final year or final year, they are supported for startups. So if these are parameters available, 10 marks getting is not at all difficult. 7.4 is improvement in the quality of student admitted to the program. that goes to admission level, and the assessment is based on improvement in terms of ranks and score in qualifying state level, national level entrance test, percentage marks in physics, chemistry and mathematics in 12th standard and in the examination entrance exam, percentage marks of the lateral entry students direct second year, and this is already reflected in this table. You have to all these parameters are enumerated here, and you have to indicate it for continuous 3 years. What is the value here, what is the value here, what is the value here. Therefrom it is reflecting that there is a continuous improvement in this. Here suppose it was 72%, here it comes to be 80%, here it comes to be 85%. There is a continuous improvement with national level entrance examination, number of students are admitted, opening score and closing score. Evaluation checklist, here again 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, areas of weaknesses are identified, then measures to improve POs and PSOs, academic audit process, its implementation and improvement in quality of student admitted in program, placement, higher studies and entrepreneurship. Again, evaluator is going to check the availability of this, what was placed into SAR is available here or not, whether it is appropriate, adequacy of the documentary evidences are verified or they are simply in error, or points of interaction with the stakeholder during the visit. If some stakeholders are found in the laboratories, maybe students or the staff or any visitor, then whether interaction was done, and if yes, what was the score, qualitative score. So, evaluator checklist summary observation I have already discussed while discussing our criteria 6. So, we will directly move on to the case study for this criterion 7, continuous improvement. Though it carries 50 marks, observe that the documentation is more. This is again from the same college, action based on result of evaluation of each POs, PSOs which carries 20 marks. Observe that for this particular institute, this is a 12-page document, 50 marks but 12-page documents, because PO attainment levels action for improvement have been shown for 3 years, 2016-17, 17-18, 18-19. So, all this, just one case I will say, because there are 12 pages, we will not invest our time on this. Point is that it is not necessary to have attainment level to 100%. For example, PO1 target level they decided and calculated as 68.12, whereas attainment level is 55.85. They have indicated what is the reason, and they have indicated observation also, and with this correction is to be made. So, for PO1 to PO2 to PO3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 11, 12, all this thing has been done. Then PO attainment levels and action for improvement 17, 18. Again they have been indicated. I will go for the latest one, the last one for 18, 19. Observe the target level, there it was low, here it is 70.12 and attainment level is 65.85. There it was 45. So, by default attainment level is also improved and target level has also been improved, and it has been identified the observation here, and then along with that some corrective measures are to be taken so that attainment level goes to the expected target level. So, comes 7.2 academic audit and action taken thereof during the period of assessment. Now, assessment year 10 marks. Observe that academic audit, they have indicated here that academic audit is in place. Objective of academic audit they have indicated. Unit of audit has been indicated. Focus areas, methodology, approach, composition of the committee, board functions, responsibilities, frequency of meeting, departmental advisory committee, then we have program advisory assessment committee, they have indicated. That means everything is properly documented, and somewhere it has been indicated develop common performance indicator for respective courses aligned to the PO, and ensure the faculty develop activities, tests, quizzes, assignment related to the common performance indicated as well as for their course specific indicators. monitor the progress, so on. Frequency of meeting again. The whole process has been described here with College Development Committee, how that will be authorizing the IQAC to conduct all this. It's well documented. Reporting, who is going to report to whom. So all these parameters have been shown with reference to academic audit. Improvement in placement, higher studies and internship, 10 marks, they have indicated, and they must have documented it substantially so that it can be placed before the committee. Placement, regularly conducted the soft skill training programs, expert lectures, how many students are involved in higher studies, entrepreneurship. Observe that an independent centralized entrepreneurship development is in place, which is organizing workshop on entrepreneurship. Through entrepreneurship development cell, interaction with the entrepreneurs is also organized. Through this development cell, competitors are arranged for new innovative business ideas, and then they are placed into startups. So that goes. Now 7.4 is about improvement in the quality of student admitted to the program. So they have indicated entrance exam as envisaged into that format. Number of students admitted 120, 120, 117. What was the opening rank? What was the closing rank? And likewise for entrance at the lateral entry and CBSE and any other thing, all that. So this has very clearly indicated what honestly being done at that institute. So that completes the case study on criteria number 7, and with that we close our discussion on insights of NBA criteria 6, facilities and technical support carrying a weightage of 80 marks, criteria 7, continuous improvement carrying a weightage of 50 marks. I, Dr. Ali, signing off to this session with the thanks to all of you, thanks to the organization, giving me an opportunity to share my experiences with you. And at the end, I would like to conclude that NBA or accreditation or quality should be treated as a process, not as an event that NBA committee visit event. Make accreditation quality a practice so that visit of NBA will not scare you. It should not be a stressful experience. I have seen some of the colleges, the principal and the coordinators and other teachers, they are at tense, as if some, I will not name, but that fear is visible, stress. NBA visit and NBA accreditation is not a stressful, should not be a stressful experience. It should be enjoyable experience. Because the program evaluators who are visiting our college, they are from our community, in the sense they are teachers. Don't try to cheat them. Don't try to fool them, because if we are cheating them, we are cheating ourselves. If we are trying to fool them, first we are fooling ourselves. Be honest, and honesty will pay, as it has paid us in all our 3 cases. Twice NBA, once NAC, with just 7 years of standing, A grade. This is not for boasting, but just for indicating that make quality a practice. Make quality a practice, so automatically accreditation will be a smooth sailing. With this, thank you very much. Have nice, safe and healthy time. Jai Hind.